The weirdo, it's your child. Do you remember the name of the coffee shop that Burlesque Yeah. Wouldn't be asking for Winnipeg. I know the name of the store. Welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We're two friends in fibre who knit, craft, crochet, and talk everything in between. My name is Jocelyn, and my co-host is
Diana.
I think it's episode 271. I've already forgot the number.
It's literally in the background. I know it's small. I'm sorry.
I can't see it. They're afraid of
It's
my
right
life.
there. Nope, it's right there.
Who taught
I've
you
still
to
got it
point?
mirrored from when I streamed the lives, so I'm like, it's there. No, it's not, because it's mirrored.
This is great, guys. It's a Sunday afternoon. As you can tell, we're off to a wonderful start. I currently call Winnipeg, Manitoba home, and Diana calls Waterloo, Ontario home. So while Diana tells you what we're going to try to cover this week, I'm going to go back to try to figure out what the I did in my sock.
This week we've got What's in Our Cup, Woolly Workings, Wool Gathering, and Kniterature. Which sounds concise, and it never is. So let's get into it.
Do the thing. All right. So I'm going to do some video gaming with the mysterious Mr. B later tonight. So I am drinking some coffee. Coffee.
I am jealous of your ability to drink coffee late in the day and still be able to sleep.
Oh, well, the coffee's never caused sleep problems. It gives me panic attacks if I'm not careful. That's the coffee problem. You crash after 6 hours anyway. It is arguably a bigger problem. So, all right. I don't know. What are we doing? I had coffee. What's in your cup?
Yeah, you're having coffee.
We've been talking so long. I'm almost done my cup of coffee. And I'm almost
I know, right?
Water.
I'm almost done my cup of tea. I made peach with peach pieces is the name of the tea. It's just very peach.
That's a lot of peach.
It's a black tea, but it's very fruity. So I think I would make a good iced tea, but it's a hot tea today.
That's fine. Hopefully you guys aren't picking up the background sounds of the fan running. On my,
I don't hear anything, but my headphones aren't the best.
My 100+ year old building doesn't have central air, and in this province, if you live in one of the few buildings that's old enough and doesn't have central air, you have fans and air conditioning units. The air conditioning unit is way too loud, so it's running in the living room, pushing air all over the apartment as best it can. But I do have a fan beside me, just moving the air around in here, so it's not quite so.
Yeah, it was stifling in there if you didn't have a fan.
Yeah, I know. I was working in here the other day. I may have phoned my mother and said I hate summer. And it's like the first week of 25+ degree temperatures, and I'm already done. I'm over it. I'm already over it. I don't care. I do not
already counting the days till fall.
I can't. I don't like fresh vegetables enough to deal with this nonsense. And I don't flower. People who know me know I don't flower. It's not a flowers make breathing even harder. I'm not a flower thing. It's not a unless they're metal flowers.
The flowers though.
Metal flowers are gorgeous when you get them in like the copper and they're folded like flowers. They're like so thin. Oh, so pretty.
What about dried flowers?
Dried flowers are wonderful. And they're great in teas. Except for rose and lavender, overused in teas. Same with hibiscus, use different flowers.
But those are the best flowers. That's not supposed to be a pearl. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? That's not a pearl. Okay, here we go.
That was a tangent. How am I supposed to rant about my hatred of rose, lavender, and hibiscus in teas if you talk about pearls?
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I was just so offended that my fingers did something ridiculous. I had to tell off my fingers for doing something silly.
I'll just drink my coffee and beef. I understand.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
carry on about your flower rant.
Fine. Everyone's heard my flower rant. If you're new and you have not heard my flower rant, I have a flower rant. It will happen again. Don't worry. This coffee is from, the Quarries Tea and Coffee House. We Googled it. It's in Saskatoon.
Yep. It's linked in the show notes.
It's linked in the show notes for everybody. So if you happen to be driving through Saskatoon, you can stop in and they got a selection. This is the vanilla and bourbon. It's the last of the vanilla and bourbon. So I only buy 2 different flavors of 100 grams, but I buy like 200 grams of Highland Grog, for my brother-in-law because he inevitably house sits the monster. So he takes the tiny dictator, and him and my sister, my niece, watch her. So I try to bring home something as a thank you for them.
Nice. I suppose I should say my peach with peach pieces is from All Things Tea in Kitchener.
All right, I don't have any cool threads this week. I don't have any yarn on the go this week. And well, technically, yes, yesterday was Knit in Public Day. The only thing that really hopped on my Facebook to say, hey, it's Knit in Public Day was like a local group's brunch at like the same place they always go. So I was like, that's not really Knit in Public-ish. That's Knit in the same spot we always go to knit in.
I legitimately did not realize yesterday was Knit in Public Day until like 4 p.m. And I'm like, well, it's a bit late for that now.
How did you miss it? We were talking about it in Discord for days.
I just did not equate it to being the day that it was.
No, don't get me wrong. It was 27 or 28 on the high yesterday. I wouldn't have gone out anyway. But the thought was there. But
I knit in public on the regular anyway, so
do I. So I don't
really need a day for
I
it.
wear my knits in public all the time too. So
Yep.
I'm glad that we have a day to celebrate it though. It's a wonderful thing to celebrate. All right. Wow, I'm gonna say the number 1. It's not gonna mean anything to you, but it means something to me.
Okay, 1 it is. We've got Woolly Workings, and as per usual, you have more things than I do.
All right, I always have more things until the week I don't, and it feels like the zombie apocalypse. Watch, I'm gonna put this down, and it'll get tangled, and all I will have done is put it down.
Okay. I'm remembering 1. I don't know if that was important.
Oh, I'm counting my rounds. So, okay. Yes, if I verbalize it, I can remember what round I'm on. If I don't verbalize it, I don't remember. Fair. I have some FO. I got 2 of them. 2 Sakis.
They're so cute. I love those so much. Those look so great. I love those so much.
I literally bound off the second sock and immediately put them on my feet. So they've already been through the wash.
Nice, nice.
Putting your sock on your foot's how you block it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking. So these are my first pair of I made it stripe on my own socks.
Nice.
Maybe that should be the name of the sock pattern.
I made it stripe on my own.
So this uses, because I did not do a full 2-inch cuff, I got away with 1 orange mini. And then I ate 4 grams of a second pink mini. And I had a sock club colorway called Celestial Temple from this year. And I made my own striping socks. These were inspired by Fire Fibre Co. because she was making her stripy sock to show off that you could just make stripes on your own with variegated yarn and minis. And I loved it so much I had to make a pair of my own. And I love this pair so much I'm making a second pair for me. I might make mini pairs and just start buying minis in double.
Definitely want to try this because this looks really fun.
It's just enough work that you are paying attention because like you can count your progress real easy because I know how many stripes it takes to get up my foot. Now, did I make my foot a little long? I did make my foot a little long, but that's because I don't like, I like a snug foot, but not a short foot. Does that make sense? So I like space for my toes to wiggle, but I want a snug sock.
Yes.
So I did that, which was fine. I did my usual garter mock short row heel because I do toe up socks and I loves it. The only downside to making the stripes on your own is that it would be really daft of me to do this 2 at a time because that's 4 strands of yarn going all at the same time. So these are 1 at a time socks because that's 2 strands, which is actually achievable. So that's fine. I clearly did not suffer for the second sock syndrome. And now that I know exactly how many stripes up my leg and how many stripes up my foot to do, it is done. And I have gotten good enough at my knit 2 through the back loop loosely that I did not have to do the Jenny surprisingly stretchy bind off. So these are just bound off by knitting 2 through the back loop loosely. And that gives me enough loose to get around, which is good because it's an easier one for me to finish. Complete with my holes in the sock in the heel here where I need to seam it up a little because I messed up and forgot to pick up a stitch. And the
It
occasional
happens.
hole when I'm picking up stitches because I pick up the wrong one because I can't see what I'm doing. Though the orange, whew, that was a lot easier to see than some of the other colors I've chosen. But we're finished. We're done. It's an FO. What I should do, what I probably won't do, what I will promise to do and probably won't happen is take photos, make a project page.
I know this won't happen.
Feel free to call me out on it later when I don't do it.
I know how
Also,
this
when you
works.
watch
The
this
pictures will
later,
get
can you
taken.
just poke me and remind me that I said I was going to do a thing? Because I am not going to remember to do that. Or Sherry, or any of the Patreon members, or somebody on YouTube, just write in, Jocelyn, did you post your socks in the comments? Because I'm going to need a reminder, guys.
Uh-huh.
I know it. I know I will. So that's my first thing. I have an FO.
Woohoo.
I suppose I have to keep going because you only have like 2 things, right? 3 things.
I only have 2 things I can talk about. Yeah.
I was going to have 2 FOs this week and I got sidetracked, which is fair. Somewhere, especially with stories that start with somewhere in my not insignificant collection of worsted weight acrylic yarn is my leftover gray from my Shapely Boyfriend cardigan, the first one I made. So you can see here, I'm gonna have a ball of yarn attack me. I've got 2 sleeves on a 1 needle because look at this beautiful long cord you gave me. There's so much space. Sleeves 2 at a time.
Okay,
Not
I'm
a
ordering some
problem.
of those needles for me.
You
I think I've said
really-
that 3 weeks in a row now, but
you
like I'm doing
really
it.
need to.
Like next time I need new needles.
Oh yeah, because it's
Like
so
the 6
long.
foot
It's
cord's
long
coming
enough,
along too.
It's long enough that I could have put these sleeves on, done them 2 at a time, and tested the length because I've got enough space in the cord to do tucking 1 sleeve on to check the length of both sleeves. Oh, amazing. Amazing.
I'm getting some long cords.
So if
It's
anybody
happening.
remembers from the last time I talked about it, I had another gray stripe in here, but I lost when I ripped back, one of the gray stripes didn't survive. So I need to go find my light gray. I know I have leftover light gray because I talked about it when I was finished. I have leftover light gray. I'm just not sure what bin it's in.
Right.
So I need to find it. And then I literally can finish this dark gray stripe, do a light gray stripe, because obviously teal, right? So it goes teal, dark gray, and then it goes light gray. And then I can do a cuff because I literally just need that extra 2 inches because it's 2 inches short. These are 2-inch stripes. So finish the dark gray sections because I got teal here. Do a light gray section, sorry, 4 inches short, and then do the cuff. So mom has her sleeves. The only thing holding me back is I need to find my light gray because I had to sacrifice some yarn to the yarn gods because it got all discombobulated. I just don't know where it is. I can't find it. I know the moment I stop looking for it, it'll show up because that is exactly how that works. I have my little balls of leftover charcoal to do my cuff sitting up here, literally in a teacup, so I can keep track of them. Because nothing says organized like balls of yarn in fancy porcelain teacups.
Absolutely.
So that is 2 of 5. 1 more, yes, because then we can alternate. The rest is socks. The rest is socks.
It's the Jocelyn Socks show.
Just socks. I was supposed to. Okay, so I took the other thing that's technically theoretical, but I did some work, so I'll talk about it anyway. I let myself get talked into the even heel cow. I watched you do your even heel socks, and I was like, oh, those look like fun. And it's a new heel. And then Louise talked about even heel socks, and I went, oh, yes, I should do those. I have a variegated skein of yarn. I can do it, no problem. I have cast it on twice for these stupid socks. I'm throwing hooks around, and I know
Getting
myself
serious.
well enough that I am never going to make a second sock top down. I'm good. I will put that off because I don't, even casting on top down feels wrong. Like, ugh. I don't wanna. I just don't wanna. I don't like. I don't like. But I want to do the even heel. I want to try the heel out, right? So now I'm
Mm.
trying to decide, do I do the even heel top down, or do I muck with everything and see if I can reverse it so it's toe up? It's the
I mean,
superior way to do socks.
it should just, I mean, it's a heel, so it's symmetrical, right?
It should
Theoretically.
work. I gotta sit and reread and think about it a little bit more before I nosedive into it. But I may honestly just end up making toe-up vanilla socks out of this colorway. Just don't like cuff down. We need more toe-up socks. Or if you're gonna make cuff down socks, can you please write the instructions in reverse? So those of us that feel that Kitchener toes is evil, beyond all evil, and that toe-up socks are the only way to do socks, can also buy your patterns and enjoy them without getting frustrated because we have to flip them around on our own. This colorway, which I've split into two, is supposed to be the even heel socks. You can see the needle sticking out of it because I've casted it on twice and pulled out the cast on twice. Might be the other reason I like toe up is because my knitting's so tight that even on a loose cast on, it's still pretty snug.
Hmm.
And I'm doing the German twisted, like I'm doing a good stretchy bind on, like cast
That
on.
sounds stretchy, yeah.
That works great for me in sweaters and other projects, but on the sock, it's too tight. It's too tight. It's always too tight. So I'm just, now that we talk about, I'm just doing them toe up. I'm just gonna do them toe up. I know the designer. I'll just talk to Nikki. Nikki, I've talked to you. When you see this, message me. I can't. I hate cuff down so bad. I've got other socks I have to flip because I bought the pattern and they're not toe up, they're cuff down, and I'm irritated about it. But I love this colorway, and there's coffee in that nebula.
Those look so different wound up.
They look so different wound up. I hand wound these because my Swift works, my ball winder was broken.
Oh, my skein, so I can show what I'm talking about.
Yeah, grab your skein. This is another sock club colorway this year from Fireweed Fiber Co. We're slightly obsessed with her sock yard. We buy the sock clubs every year because we really enjoy them. We're not even July yet. I don't care. I'm in next year's sock club colorway. Hey Diana, are you with me? Whatever she decides to do, we're there.
Yes.
Yep. It's just
this is how I'm getting all my yarn now. It's just subscriptions of Erin yarn.
Just subscriptions of Erin yarn. Did you order the Advent? Lord. Diana.
I wrote down a to-do the last time we talked about this. The problem with to-do lists is you have to remember to look at them.
I'm getting mine on the 1st. I'm getting mine in November. I have ordered it. You are going to be so mad at yourself if you don't have one and I do. But I want to show
when we're done this.
I'm not letting you go until you order it today because I know
I'm opening a tab. This is the sound of me opening a tab to the website. I'm not letting
you go until we order that, Diana, because I know you. I know you. You'll be like, oh no, it'll be fine. And then it'll be like, oh, I really want it. And then you'll come over and I'll have to watch my Advent minis like a dragon monitoring its hoard in case some of them fall down your shirt accidentally and go home with you.
There we go. Okay. I have opened the website. It's here staring me in the face.
You're doing that today. You're doing that today before I let you go. Because next Sunday, dear heavens, it's a marathon. So there we go. Guys, we have a coupon discount for everybody for Fireweed Fiber Co. It saves you 10%. Use it. You're welcome. It's a Northern Knits 10. We don't use that discount code. Why we don't, I don't know. It never occurs to me to do that. Save yourself 10%, guys, off this beautiful yarn. So yeah, no, I'm gonna do toe up. I'm committing. I'm doing toe up because I hate cuff down so bad. And I understand when I talk about my next project that I'm doing that cuff down. I'm aware. I'm gonna dejectedly eat my banana chocolate granola bar, and you can go now because I've only got 2 left.
Okay. Well, since this is the socks show, let me talk about socks as soon as I finish this stitch here.
I had to. It's the Made Good banana chocolate bars.
Ooh.
They're so good.
Reach. Okay. It's the socks show. I'm ready to do the heel on my reps and rest sock, which is why I'm not actually working on it right now.
Because you purled.
Because
Because you purled. Was that what you were working on when you purled? What
No,
did you do?
actually, no, this is not. I'm working on something else when we record.
Ooh.
I know. Wild. Because this requires a heel now. And so that requires like half a brain cell that I don't have to spare.
Not when we record. Neither one of us have half a
No.
brain cell to spare.
So this once again is the Reps and Rest sock by Nikki Knits out of Manos de Uruguay, Allegria in Pastel Tiza. It's blues and purples and lavenders and whatever. Getting there. We're getting a heel, and then it's just got to match. Actually, I'm going to hold this up and make sure I'm actually at the spot that I think I'm at. Am I at the spot that I think I'm at? It's going to match this other shorty sock that I made because I decided I needed more shorty socks in my life. Oh, I lied. There's like 3 more rows. I have to finish the pattern repeat. There's like 3 more rows and then a heel.
Okay.
I lied very slightly.
That's fine.
It's basically ready for a heel.
Basically ready for a heel?
It's basically ready for a heel. So that's my sock that I'm not going to spend too much time on because everybody, I'm sure, is sick of hearing about these socks that I'm working on for months.
To knit socks faster.
I do need to knit socks faster.
This is coming from me. It's no judgment.
I'm going to make some stripy socks next. I want some stripy socks.
Are they cool?
I'm doing some stripy socks.
Are they cool? They're so much fun. So much fun. All right, that's me again then. So you know that Zelda sock cal that I never started on time?
Mm-hmm.
That I love the finished socks? The cal is over until the next time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, it's 1 week for one sock, 1 week for another sock, and 1 week for your cup cozy. It's a 3-week cal because it's a pair of socks. It's about all it should take. You and I managed to drag it out.
You can see
for
mine
months.
in the background. I didn't work on. Nope, I did it again. Mine's in the background. I didn't work on it this week. There we go.
I knew I wasn't going to be. No, I love lattes and llamas. I love their patterns. I love their geekery. I love how bold they are with just being good with who they are as people. So I started my cup cozy.
Nice, very cute.
I'm going to finish my cup cozy and then I'm going to start the sock. And I understand I'm going to argue with the cast on edge a ton, and that's okay. I know I'm going to argue with. I'm not even done like the first section of chart where the heart is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not done that yet. So barely gotten into it, but it is something that I do putter with every once in a while when I'm like, oh no, I've got a few extra brain cells. Let's do that. So I obviously, when I knit in the round, what I see is this lovely hot garbagey mess where my floats are. I'm not super worried. For a cup cozy, I don't care about my floats. It's a cup cozy. It's fine. Though I do love that cup cozies are what they have you make as your gauge swatch. I love that.
That is very smart.
Super good. Right up with all of the artisanal details where my heart has a hole at the bottom.
Perfect. That's fine. If it bugs you, just duplicate stitch.
It does not bug me. And I've got my stitch markers in to tell me when I'm done a chart repeat, so I can make sure that my counts are accurate the whole way through, which saves me so much work because I never go back anyway. At least my count repeats don't get crazy off, which is helpful. This is out of, in shocking turn of events, more Fireweed Fabrico yarn.
Whoa, we're so surprised.
I know we're not. I know the surprise is a lie. I've got yarn. It's all sock yarn all around my desk. So it's out of these 2 colors. One is Snow Bunny. It's a lighter color. And this beautiful super moody green is Black Emerald.
Still want a sweater quantity of Black Emerald. I don't know for what sweater yet, so I'm not going to order it yet, but at some point.
Just do it. My Snow Bunny lives in my new yarn bowl that Sherry got me. It's got skulls on it. I showed it off.
Yep.
I saw that confused look of what bowl?
Yes, I had forgotten. I remember now.
That's why I'm here. So that is all 3 sock needles in theory in use. Technically, I have 4. I don't know where the 4th one is, but that's okay. I'm out of replacement, so it'll show up at some point. And as soon as it does, I'm going to cast on my mom's socks. Because I figured out my problem. I knit bamboo cotton looser than I knit regular yarn. Which is fine, so long as I know that I can make adjustments so that I have the right stitch count for her feet. Done and done. All right. That is my second last thing. I've only got one more thing to talk about.
All right. Then if you will give me a moment to do 3 more stitches, I can
3.
have finished, 3 whole stitches.
I don't know. That
Then
seems
I've
excessive.
finished this round and I can talk about the thing that I'm working on while we record.
Of course.
Let me pull up some needles here so they don't fall out while I hold it up. As I'm sure you saw from the thumbnail, I've been working on the Ursina sweater. Which way is the front now? Here we go. I've been working on the Ursina sweater.
Well, it's because there's what?
Sleeves.
How many days left? 8 days left? 7 days left?
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah.
It's a cropped sweater. Lady, you can totally do a cropped sweater.
It's a cropped sweater. It's like, I'm practically done, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, because you don't even have to add extra length. You could just make 2 pattern with, does it have darts in it? I can't remember.
I have skipped the darts section. It's just going to be a nice relaxed fit, whatever.
Yeah, like the biggest amount of knitting you got left is sleeves on a worsted.
Yeah, so I mean, like, okay, let me stand up here. So, like, yeah, I
believe in you that believes in you, believes in me. Let's get the quote word.
So I've got just a couple rows left of just this plain body knitting, and then the triangle front detail starts.
Oh, that's such a cute detail. I like that detail a lot about the pattern.
Yeah. And
is there a full-length version of it?
Yeah, I mean, you just, the part that I'm doing right now, you just do that more before you start the triangle.
That's tempting because I do like a full-length sweater.
And I'm still planning on doing the full-length sleeves as well. So it's going to be a cropped sweater with full-length sleeves. Yeah, so that's going to take a minute.
Well, you've got.
I don't promise I'll have the sleeves done.
Oh, do it. Push. Just.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
It'd be so good. I mean, like, mine's the sun hat. I'm just claiming the sun hat as my spring count thing because I am not getting the mallow done. I can't bring myself to count those stitches.
That's fine. So the front detail is just going to be more of these faux seam things.
Okay.
It's just that, but done in a triangle shape.
Oh, cute. So.
And I love this yarn. This yarn is so soft.
That's the organic cotton Big Sky, right?
Yeah, blue sky fibers, organic cotton, bulky. I don't remember if there was a colorway name for this, but
is that bulky or worsted?
No, you're right. It's worsted. Okay. I lied. It's worsted.
There was a kerfuffle about that weight.
Yes, the Ursa is bulky, but this is the Ursina,
which is worsted.
Or sport.
Oh, cool.
It has numbers for both. So yeah, I'm just about done my second ball. So it's a darn good thing I have 5 of these.
Yes.
So anyway, this is wonderful and coming along wonderfully, and I might get it done in time.
I think you can.
We have 8 more days.
I think you can do it.
It might happen. It might happen. We'll see.
Now, is it going to make for some interesting knitting evenings for you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my plan for this evening is probably, it's either going to be a Babylon 5 rewatch with Mr. Diana or more Critical Role.
Either way, you can totally knit body and triangle details.
Absolutely. That's why I'm working on it right now, because it's the body with these little faux seam things, which are just...
That's nothing.
It's pearls and yarn overs.
If you get it down to like the last sleeve, we've got the Patreon e-knitted this Saturday, and you could just work on that second sleeve.
I'm gonna try. Okay, the air conditioning turned off and it's warm in here now. Because the vent's like right beside me, so when it's on, it's like it's on me. Ooh, and I was cold. But it's off and I am warm.
Okay, that's fair.
It's on the floor. That's fine.
I heard it hit the floor.
Yep. It's fine. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, it's
because if you're doing
so soft, this is gonna be so good.
Either way you're working it, you're watching TV tonight, so you could totally get the body done on a cropped. You could totally get the body done tonight.
I'm gonna try. My wrist says that maybe I'm not gonna do that tonight, but I am gonna try. I'm gonna try.
You need to teach that wrist a lesson.
Well, I've been knitting a lot the last 2 days. So, because I mean, I wasn't finished last week. I wasn't even finished the sleeves, and I didn't pick this up until I think yesterday. So like I've got like this much like here to here done in a couple of days, and these are not short rounds. So
That's why
yeah,
he posted that Twitter thing about the TikTok video that reminded him of the podcast and tagged us in it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
because
There was
you
cute
randomly
frogs.
cram all of your knitting into a very short amount of time. What are your wrist hurts?
I do that to myself, and
Uh,
I really need to learn to not do that.
really need to learn not to do that.
I need to spread out the knitting marathons and not do knitting marathons.
I find it easier on your wrist.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah,
thought.
just a thought. Just a thought.
Crazy,
Maybe don't do that.
crazy pants.
Yeah.
Crazy pants.
Anyway, that's it. That's all the stuff I can talk about this week.
Does that mean you're power crafting in the background?
It means a not insignificant amount of effort may have gone into the secret crafting this week.
That's fair. It's a big project, and you chose
I'll
between
also
big
remind people
project.
that it required some chart modifications.
Yeah, it's still you chose big project or big
So,
project. You had to know what they
yeah.
were going to choose, and both of them required chart modifications.
I don't even remember what the other thing I chose was.
The Harry Potter mitts, I believe, wasn't it?
Oh no, it was the contours mitts, the cabled, yeah.
The cabled mitts, yes.
But those were apparently not exciting enough for people. They wanted to see a whole child-sized sweater with modified snake pattern.
Well, that's
So
what you get for
that's what you're
promising.
getting then. You're gonna get a child-sized sweater with modified snake pattern.
Well, you promised your niece a sweater well over half a year ago.
I did. Hope she still wants it.
So I realized at 8 o'clock last night that I cannot do color work in the round while podcasting. I cannot hunt for gray yarn while podcasting. And since I wasn't committed on the socks yet, and I try not to do my toe increases while podcasting, I needed a thing to work on while podcasting. I think. Guess what? I started another stripy sock.
Hey,
Look at that.
cute. I love it.
Look at that. Look at that wedgie toe. I like a wedgie toe, guys. Because by the time I put it on my foot, it becomes round. I literally
Fair.
have the toe and like I'm just starting my second stripe of red. So I am not exclusively using Aaron's colorways.
Whoa, is that even allowed?
Who am I? This beautiful, beautiful, rich folly goodness is maple from Ancient Fiber Works, Ancient Arts yarn. It's this bad boy. Look at that. Look at her.
That's pretty.
It's on
I
their
like that.
sock NATO base, and it's called Maple, and it's so freaking gorgeous. I loves it a lot. And I paired it up with, because I have 50 million minis, a red mini from Fireweed Fiber Co. Because I know who this mini is from, because I know what sock it set it came from.
Those go together so well, though. That's
It looks so good. So happy. So happy. And somehow I've gotten it tangled around things, because of course I have.
well, yeah.
Why?
That's what happens when you
Because
have two balls of yarn.
I forgot to, so off screen on my computer desk, I have a white cabinet where I store all of my electronic stuff. I like my DVDs and things I very rarely pull out. But I still have them because every once in a while I pull them out. I have a TV table tray, super classy in here, guys. And on the TV table tray, forever permanently sits my Swift and my new ball winder, well, new to be ball winder. And I forgot to put the little arm thingy where you slide the yarn in so it stays. I forgot to fold that down, so I was going to start on both. So I have started sock one of a new. I striped it myself socks because this is quite addictive, and it just goes so fast, and it's so pretty. So this is more muted than the electric pink.
Just a little, yeah.
Vibrant pink and blues and grays of the Celestial Temple colorway. But this is maple and an unnamed mini, because really minis really don't need to have colorway names. They really don't. From Fireweed Fiber Co. Which, if I'm still as excited about making stripy socks as I am right now at the end of this pair, just in my mind justifies me buying minis so I can get two of the same color.
So you're justifying buying more yarn.
Yes. Well, if you think about
really
it,
need
if
to
you get
justify that.
if you get the sock set that has the two minis on it, and you're okay carrying up colors of yarn, and I certainly am okay coloring up colors of yarn and make smaller stripes than what I'm making, you could literally make smaller stripes and use both of your minis in the one sock. And make matched striped socks in all the colors if you can't decide what mini to use. So, or you could be crazy and make one sock one stripe colorway and one sock the other stripe colorway and just have fraternal twins instead of matching twins. Fraternal instead of identical?
Yeah.
I think that's how that wordage works. Could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I know what you're getting at.
Okay.
The one where you're
not
related,
identical,
but not identical.
Not identical twins.
The other one.
The other one. I think it's fraternal twins or not, because fraternal twins are twins but from separate eggs. But identical twins are from the same egg that duplicates in the divisional process. That is from a health class that I was like grade 9, which is the 90s. Heavens only knows how the science has progressed since then. It is not something I have looked into. As I am not a twin, nor do I have twins in my family, so it's not a thing that interests me overly much. Does that make sense? I think it's okay to confess that I don't want to fall down a science hole for a thing that doesn't really affect me.
Totally fair.
But that's my last project. That's what I've been working on that I can talk about.
That's so many things. Okay.
Most of it, this is just stuff I get done Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday. That's the only days I spend crafting for the podcast. And Monday editing, depending on where I am with a project, because I need something that requires very little to no thinking. Because I'm editing.
Fair. It means it's time for wool gathering in the unscripted Patreon ad.
It is.
What's the word of the week?
Burlesque.
Burlesque?
Well, last week was dancing, so.
Uh,
Just reading off a list, guys. Literally,
burlesque.
One person has sent me a list of words, and I'm using those words. If you want, I can tell you who sent me that list of words so you can thank them in person.
No, it's probably best if I don't know. I have my suspicions.
Your suspicions are probably correct.
It's probably best if I don't know it for a fact, though. Okay, well, if for some reason you would like to support these, if you would like to financially support these shenanigans, there we go. You can do so at patreon.com/northernknitspodcast. I got that right the first time this week. That doesn't often happen.
I want to do like a cheesy ad spot now with new tiers.
That's true. Now with new tiers.
I can't. Oh, my cheese quota's low. Just can't help myself. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay, I cannot do this faux seam part and do an unscripted Patreon ad at the same time.
That's fair.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, patron only Discord server where we're active at all hours of the day and the night, enabling each other into starting new things, cheering along when people finish things.
Mini make-alongs, advent calendar swaps. Hey, I saw this thing, it's on sale. Everybody drops what they're doing and casts on a new project enabling. Oh my god, weather. There's a lot of weather in the world. We tend to talk about it. Yeah.
Or tagging me on dinosaur things. There's been a lot of that.
Which, fair. Did you see the Triceratops? It's a little granny square Triceratops.
Yes, it's beautiful. So I love it.
I
It's
was like,
beautiful and I
I
love it. I
need
want it.
that pattern so bad. And I'm not even that big a fan of a dinosaur. And I want to make one.
I feel it's sort of a weird feeling about them because I like a lot of things I look at and I'm like, oh, I want to make that. But this is a thing that I'm looking at and I'm like, I don't want to make it. I just want to have it. I just want to snap my fingers and have it.
I want to make it. Mostly I'll make it because I want to make it, enjoy the process of making it, then go, I don't need this in my house and give it to you.
Okay, perfect. I
need
will
the
receive
pattern.
it gratefully.
And I know you will, but there's some things I just want to make and I don't want to keep. And you know that. You know that
Just-
about me. I make things and I'm like, I'm done. The joy of it is
Just looks a
finished for me.
little too
Just
fiddly. I like
take it away,
crafts that
please.
flow,
oh,
and fiddly things don't
there's
flow.
there's something about toy crafting that I enjoy, not all the time, but it just every once in a
I
while I
love
want
the
that.
finished handmade toys, the finished knitted. They're so cute. I hate making them, but they're so cute.
Yeah, I know. I know they are a bit annoying to make. I will admit this. I'm gonna say
What else
4
was I
now.
saying?
That's not gonna help you at all.
Patreon. Yes, Patreon. What else are we doing? Oh, we do quarterly movie days, movie afternoons, nights, whatever time of day. We watch
Can
movies.
you tell
We do
Diana
watch
did not
parties.
update the new tiers?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening in the new tiers. I remember the conversation where we were adding more tiers, and I don't remember what's in them. So
we were like, these are great ideas. We should tell Diana. And then I think one of the moderators was like, Diana, get in the channel.
yes, I was paged.
And then we threw a bunch of ideas at your head.
And I believe I said, yes, good, and retained none of them, as frequently happens. If I don't write it down, it's gone.
So, it's fine.
So I hope somebody else wrote them down.
We wrote them down. We're good.
Okay, good. Because I do not remember. I remember there's new tiers. I don't know what's in them. Words. Oh, I still need to work in Burlesque. Oh, crap.
I was trying to give you time.
Yeah, I know. You gave me so much time.
No, I put my water thermos down on my granola bar packaging.
Maybe we can, for the after hours gaming, maybe we can find a game where there's a burlesque performance.
I could probably do
that. I
that.
don't know. I feel like that's a weak use of the word burlesque. I apologize.
We were so on par last week with dancing, though. So well done.
Sometimes it clicks and sometimes it doesn't.
So good. Anything else you need to tell us?
I think that is all of the things about Patreon.
You can find show notes.
Next E-Knit In is this Saturday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The next movie day is August the 27th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're on to Cal's now.
Well, almost. You can find show notes.
Oh, yep. Show notes are at northernknitspodcast.com.
And that's important information for people to have for the cows.
Yep. The Austerical, I believe, is northernknitspodcast.com/Austerical.
I did.
OSTARA-cal. Hang on, what do we actually call it? Oh no, it's got some other stuff going on in there. Okay, well, the Austera Craft Along, the links to the rules is in the show notes.
It is important because then I don't have to list the rules every week for months on end, which I super appreciate.
The gist is,
spring themed.
My brain was just, wow, I was clicking between tabs looking at stuff and the episode entitled Bagged Milk came up. I'm like, didn't remember to get your bagged milk. What? That's unrelated. What's going on? I think I was trying to say something about knit something spring. I don't know. It's almost over now.
It's okay. As always, we super understand. We'll try to get the actual info out of the way. That budgets are a real life thing. If you can't financially supporting us, that is also okay. Liking, subscribing, sharing the podcast with other people you know who are fellow knitters or crocheters or crazy crafting gaming people helps us tons. Commenting here on YouTube, interacting with us on Instagram, also great ways to do it. If you specifically want to tag Diana so she sees something, let me know and I will poke her till she replies to you. That is what I'm here for. It's my job. I've got you covered, no problem.
Yep.
I'm watching the Instagram reel where it's they talk to, obviously it's the voiceover, it's like, and I agreed, I am not the friend who's going to call every day, I am not the friend who's going to text every day, but if you need me to bury a body or be over with a shovel, I'm there in 10 minutes. That's the kind. And just poke Diana to remind her to answer to social media. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I'm there for you, no problem, but I will
Oh,
forget
thank
your
you.
birthday. I will forget your birthday. Only reason I don't forget
The day
Diana's
after
is
your birthday.
yours is the only one I don't forget. Yours and my sister's. That's it. I forget everybody else's birthday.
Okay.
To be fair, Diana's and my sister's are not a memory thing. My sister's is the same freaking day, a month before, and Diana's is the day after mine. That's why they don't really count. Can't. I remember the month usually. I can't.
I mean, the month is really the important part. As long as you say happy birthday somewhere in that month.
I vaguely remember my niece's birthday's in November, and if I think about it hard enough, I realize it's the same day as my parents got married. But I gotta stop and think about it, and then I have to remember what day that is. I'm not good for a lot of things. What I am good for, I'm consistent.
I am literally keeping a list of notes. Like I got my notes over here. The everything's like either podcast notes or like somebody mentioned that their birthday was this date and that they wanted X. And like that's my notes. It's podcast and birthday notes. Because those are things that do not stay in my head.
Stay in our heads. Cal-wise, we are wrapping up the Austera Cal. It's going to wrap up on the 21st of June, so you have till the 21st of June to get your entries in. The entries must be on Instagram or in the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group. You got to use the hashtag Austera Cal 2022, I believe. You know what? It's in the show notes.
It is in the show notes.
Use the show notes. No matter what it is I've said, the show notes are accurate. I'm not guaranteed to be accurate. The show notes are guaranteed to be accurate because we check that before we post it. If you get your pictures up on there, if you have created something but you don't want to be counted for the Cal because you just enjoy participating, just don't use the hashtag. Just say you were participating in the Austera Cal and here's your FL project. Totally fine. You won't be counted for the draw. We will still super appreciate seeing the thing that you've worked on and are really excited for you. As always, as we've discovered, dinosaurs, dragons, and unicorns are eternal. So if you make something with a dinosaur, dragon, or a unicorn, I have yet to say no ever. Unicorns because unicorns are magical AF. Dinosaurs because they are Diana's favorite, and dragons because they are my favorite. That's it. That is totally arbitrary, and that's a decision that I made without asking permission. I just
it's our knit along. We can make rules.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't have to be knit. It can be crocheted.
Crocheted. It can be woven. You could have sat there and
as long as it's
paper.
Fibery.
Is it paper? English paper piecing is hand sewing things together. You could English paper piece it together. So look at this, some sort of fibery related craft, and fabric is from fiber. Like it's not strict, guys. The quarterly.
No, I say knitting because it's the default, but it doesn't have to be knit.
It doesn't have to be knit. The whole theme behind the seasonal cows is just to sit and enjoy the season and what we're working on and what's going on for us wherever we happen to be in our season. So like if you're in Australia, your summer cow can be a bulky weight sweater because that is the season you are in. That it would count. Because that's the season you're in. So having said that, on the 19th of June.
Behind my bun. I have an itch where I can't reach it because it's behind all my hair.
That's what the hair stick's for. Or a
no,
DPM.
But the hair stick's holding the bun.
You need
if I take it out, it falls out.
Spare DPNs so you can just sort of scratch that back center part of your head where your bun sits.
I'd be smart. I don't have any at hand.
Well, I can't give you the one I have within arm's reach because the internet doesn't do that yet. When it does, the things we will transport. I want a little bitty transporter on my computer that I can put like half a muffin in for you.
Right? Just like, here, share snack.
Share snack.
Or I got this new tea. Try some.
Try this cup of, here's a new tea bag. Try this. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm not sure I'm ready for like Star Trek transport people level transport, but I'm ready to be able to transport inanimate objects that I can then consume once they get to their destination.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm ready for that level of transportation.
I'm ready for Amazon to transport things into my house.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I mean, they already know everything anyway, so what's the difference for me? It's fine. Anyway. We have a cast on party. It's happening next Sunday, the 19th of June, right? That's the month we're in. That's the month we're in. Why?
Yeah,
Because the
19th of June.
21st of June, which is officially summer solstice and the start of the summer season for us, is it Tuesday? Diana works during the day like most regular people.
Yeah, I'm afraid I am not available for a cast on party on Tuesday, at least not during the daylight hours.
So we're gonna do it Sunday. It'll be a couple of days early, which is fine. Again, same with the Ostara Cal for the summer solstice Cal. We will have links with inspirations for everybody going up this week at some point. Could possibly be Saturday before we start on Sunday. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out.
At some point, it'll
At
happen. It
some
might be
point,
during the live.
we could be
That
during
might
the
be what
live.
we're doing.
Might be what we're me and Taylor have decided what we're going to cast on, and then we're going to go from there. And again, it just has to fit the theme for you. It could be summer colored, summer themed, summer named, summer weight, whatever it is for you. It counts as a summer thing, and it's gonna. I think we decided the hashtag was summer solstice Cal 2022.
Yes, summer solstice KAL 2022.
The spelling will be in the show notes for everybody, so you get the hashtag spelling right. So done and done. Those are the things we've got going on because we can't talk about craft off till the live. Oh, I have a mid-month motivation with Louise this coming Thursday, which is literally tomorrow.
You do indeed.
From the perspective of the live episode.
Yeah, that always weirds me out when you do that, but yes. Yes, that is accurate.
I'm the person who doesn't find time travel episodes or television programs complex or difficult to follow. But
well,
I
you just operate in the fourth dimension better.
I probably, but I also can't remember to feed myself on time. So I'm not sure how seriously we should take my intelligence level because I'll forget lunch. But if you want to talk about time streams, I'm totally there. It's not a problem. I can do it literally while lying in bed 3/4 asleep. I know this because I have. I get less confused than other people. That's fine. So I'm excited to see what everyone else is going to cast on to do the party and to officially see your colors and your swatch for your cast on. So good.
I suppose I should wind my yarn and swatch because I know what I want to cast on.
You're going to want to do that. So am I. So I have to do that this week too.
I might have to do the gauge hack. Maybe I have enough yarn if I do it at a bigger gauge.
You've got to stop playing that game. You
We'll
never win.
I will examine and I will do math. And if I have to get different yarn, then I will get different yarn.
Okay.
But I want to use the sparkly yarn that I have.
Yes. Which is fair.
But I might have to use different yarn.
But you might have to use different yarn because you only have 3 of it instead of 4. Why didn't you just buy 4? Did they just have 3?
I think they only had 3, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Could you do it with 3? Oh no, it's short sleeves, isn't it?
I have to actually look at the pattern because I think it's got longish sleeves. So I think there's I could make it shorter and I could do it with cap sleeves instead of the sleeves.
Don't make it shorter.
So
you won't wear it. Make it the proper body length, but just make short sleeves.
I mean, I'm making cropped things.
There's a difference between cropped and not quite hem length short.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a big difference. Full body cap sleeves. You might be able to do that on 3. Do the math. Do your gauge swatch.
I will absolutely do the math. Yeah.
In which case, I don't think we have anything else to talk about in wool gathering, which means we're on the books.
We are indeed.
Unless you magically started a new craft or had something show up in the mail this week.
I have not. I was spacing out for a second because I took notes on what books you read, but then they are not here, and I don't know why they are not here.
We took notes.
I absolutely took notes. I absolutely took notes, and I don't know why they're not here.
All right, because I'm starting.
Oh, that was weird. It was a rendering error. Okay, for fun.
We're good?
We're good. They're here. I don't know. My notes app did a weird rendering thing.
Do you want to go first? I'm assuming you have fewer books than I do.
I actually have 3 books.
What?
Yeah, it's the Victoria Thompson Gaslight Mystery Series.
God, I love that series. It was such a good series.
So I finished Murder on Washington Square, and I started Murder on Mulberry Bend. So I think that's book 5 now, Mulberry Bend.
Yep. I believe so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Comfy, cozy mysteries.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
Except occasionally the answer to the murderer is like, oh, really? That's okay, cool. That got dramatic.
out there.
It
Oh,
was
is that the
really,
one
it's
where
really
her,
that first book. The ending to the first book in particular was like, whoa, drama.
is that the point in the
The other
series
ones
when
were like
her,
slightly more chill.
when her mom and dad start stepping in and occasionally helping?
Oh, really? Oh, I haven't
Well,
got
at
to
some
that point
point
yet.
they start roping in her mom to help with the social angle, right? Her mom just gets
That
all
makes so
delighted
much
because her
sense.
mom's like a detective, and the detective's like, no,
I
please
love
no,
that. How much
don't call
Malloy's
your
just
mother.
like, no, don't even. And she's like, too late, I've done it.
You know, and it's all, and her mom's the same way. He's got, doesn't know what to
Oh,
do.
I'm excited for this. This is
So
gonna be
good.
great.
You're gonna love her mom. Her mom is delightful.
I'm into it. So Comfy Cozy Mystery Series,
Oh,
Gaslight
good
Mysteries
mysteries.
by
Yeah,
Victoria Thompson. There's like
so good.
25 of them now.
Yeah, so good.
So you got your summer readings cut out
You
for
do.
you.
It's so good. I gotta read the latest one because that was published like last month or the month before. I think it was like in
Yeah,
April.
it was pretty recently, I think.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to finish it. I really wanted to finish other things. All right, continue. That's
Continue.
two.
Okay, I started another book club because apparently that's the only way I read books.
Why? And is it open to the public so I can join? Because I don't have.
It's a temporary at work book club. It's just a Pride Month book club. Sorry.
Guys, I
It's a
need
book you've
book
already read
clubs.
anyway.
That's fair. I need
So
book clubs. I need book clubs that actually meet up and talk about books.
when I
Virtually
find
is
one,
fine.
when I find one's meeting it with any regularity in the
Can you imagine,
virtual
like, why have you
space, I'll
applied
let
to
you know.
Shopify? I want in the book club.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many book clubs, depending what kind of books you're into.
Because I'm into a lot of different types of books.
But the Pride Month book club, we're reading We Have Always Been Here, which is part of the Canada Reads collection of books that you sent me a couple of years ago. So I already had the book and it was perfect.
Yeah, because I want you to read some Canadian authors. We Have Always Been There. Here is such a good book. Such a good book.
Yeah.
So good. Oh, I hope you enjoy it.
It is. I read the first paragraph and then I'm like, oh no, wait, I wasn't going to sit and read right now, but I'm going to do that now. That's what we're doing now. So yeah, that's
such a compelling
delightful.
read. Such a compelling read.
So I got so hungry while she was describing all of the smells that are around with the food. And I'm hungry again just thinking about it. I want curry now. I want curry and naan and pakoras.
So bad. So bad. I want these things. Oh, I have the stuff to make curry. Done. I know what I'm making for dinner.
So we're going to be ordering from the Indian restaurant down the street at some point this week because I'm just going to get too darn hungry reading this book.
Yep. What's for dinner?
Anyway, so We Have Always Been Here by, oh no, Samra Habib, I think. We Have Always Been Here.
Very good. And Canadian.
Yep. So, good book. Recommend. I'm on like chapter 4, but recommend already.
So good. Such a good read. All right, that's perfect. I too also have 3 books, 2 finishes, and one I started this morning.
Ooh, okay.
So I started and finished the 5th of the Chorus of Dragon series, which is the Discord of Gods by Jennifer Lynn. It was not even 550 pages, so I got through that this week. Beautiful conclusion. I like the whole, like, just read the whole series. It's a very good epic fantasy series, and it's only 5 books. Which is saying something.
I
for
believe I already have it on my to-read list.
So it's quite good. The formatting stays the same, so you get the same style of narration the whole way through, which is literally post events written by a third party person writing it out like research notes. So you get first person perspective from memory spheres and interview notes, and then you literally get the sidebar footnotes in the narrator's voice explaining things about the world and how that doesn't function. And then in the book 2 you have a different narrator, a different third-party voice critiquing the original narrator's conclusions about things, going, well, I wouldn't have gone there because clearly that's not accurate. And then books 3, 4, and 5, you get them interspersed. In the book 5, it's like they're doing it together, so like they're finally collabing. So it is the weirdest way to tell a book because it's a very piecemeal. It's very piecemeal. It's not linear. So you're jumping in time a little bit back and forth, but it's because it's told from first person perspectives. You'll read one person's journey through whatever small event leading to the larger events, and then you jump backwards and read another person's perspective. So you already know where it's going, and you're like, no, why would you do that? Ah, that's gonna piss them off. Stop it. And they do it anyway because they don't know. You're like, told you. It's not the way to go. Or you're reading one character and it's like, yeah, this is really not gonna go over well. But I did it. And then you get like the other perspective, and they're like, ah. And you know they thought about it for half a second and did it anyway. And you're like, yep, yes, they did. So cute. So I really, yes, it was a very cute narration style, and I enjoyed it a lot. So it's very, very good. And it involves magic and dragons, the end of the world, and demons, and all sorts of weird stuff. It's really nice. Really good. Gods who aren't gods. Humans traveling to different universes. So good. So good. It's an enjoyable series. And it's complete.
Also a plus.
So much a plus sometimes. So much a plus sometimes. So I did that. And I decided, oh man, I need a break from the fiction. I need a break from the fiction. So I picked up a nonfiction book. I literally went to my Libby app and I went, what's available now in history nonfiction? And I picked a book. I, in fact, picked two. The first one I read was The Horde. How the Mongol society changed the world. How the Mongols changed the world. Gave you the title because I can't always
How the
remember
Mongols
things.
changed the world, yes.
I can't always remember things after the colon. My memory is not that good. It's decent, but it's not great. And this one's by, oh man.
Marie Favreau, I think. Is that
Yes.
how we decided it was
I
said?
think that's how we decided that was pronounced. It's capital H history. It's closing in on academic history. So there's a lot of dates, a lot of names, a lot of places, a lot of political alliances, and a lot of beginning the book with the hypothesis as to what she's going to explain during, well, it's a female narrator, female author, how she's going to explain the updates to study aspects, and going to dispel some of the antiquated 90s and early 2000s thinking about the Mongol horde that have been taught previously that are inaccurate. And now that we know that they're inaccurate, we're updating the books for it. So she deals a lot with, and originally it was thought like this, and now we understand that that was wrong, and this is what it actually is. So it's not for people who like narrative histories. Like, if you find Dan Carlin's hardcore history to history, this is beyond Dan Carlin hardcore history, because Dan Carlin tells you a story as he's telling you the history. So he relates it back to pop culture references. They're American because he's American, but he relates it into something that you might understand, and makes it more approachable. In the case of the Horde, it's a little more academic. So it's a lot of, if you don't know the basis around some of the political structures for what she's referencing, it's going to be a lot harder to follow. Now, if you've done any level of university history, you're fine, because the first thing they teach you is Western civilization. So the first thing they teach you is the stuff she's debunking. So at least you'll have an idea of what's going on.
Cool. I have none of that background. This is going to be seriously over my head.
Way over your head. I mean, if you decide to dive in, I expect a lot of messages and what? I Googled this thing. It's a thing. I'm like, oh, it's a big dive. But for me was, yes, because I went to school for this. Like, it is my supreme happy place to sit there and minutely discuss applications of human understanding to 4 lines of texts of a primary source written on leather, 4,000 years ago. That's my happy place. Like, I'm super happy to sit there and debate the things I understand. That it's all biased, because anything we say is biased. It's just, you're human, you're biased. That's just how it works. And that we know that now, so it's fine. But I very much enjoyed the Horde. So if you like learning for the sake of learning, and you're interested in history that isn't World War history, because that's a bulk of the history we talked about most of the time, or political American history, which is an unfortunate side effect of living above America. It's an unfortunate side effect of living above America. Then that it might be something you enjoy, or you can start working into some of the more ancient histories for it. So very interesting, the ideologies that they come across and their complexity of trade networks and their level of complex civilizations and how we dismiss it totally because in Western Civ we're taught if you're not in a city you're less civilized, where they're an example of a continuing civilization that was more civilized than most of Western culture during the times when they ran parallel to each other.
Neat.
Yeah, super interesting. Definitely into like that, into that I am overly educated about a thing part of my life, which is fun. Which was good. Did I dive into the other nonfiction book once I finished that, which is about the Catholic Church? No, I did not. Harrow the Ninth came up on my Libby app as available, which is The Locked Tomb, book number 2 by, oh my word,
Tamsin Muir?
Tamsin Muir.
That's what I wrote down.
I read Gideon the Ninth, which was the first book in the series. Thoroughly enjoyed it, but I did put a caveat on it that you have to be okay with very accurate descriptions of body parts because it is about necromancy and liches. So a lich is an undead demigod in a lot of structures for it. So when they describe things, it is anatomically correct bone references, and it is so okay. It can get a touch weird in its description places, but if that's something that you can handle, it doesn't gross you out. Delightful little fantasy series. I read book 1. I liked book 1. I know where book 1 ended. It wasn't that long ago. Book 2's come up. I'm totally lost. I don't know what's going on with the characters. We literally pick up the story right after where we end story in book 1, but it's a different perspective since obviously we're telling it from Harrow's perspective, not Gideon's perspective anymore. So I don't understand what's happening, and I'm delighted. How often does book 2 move consecutively, like linearly through the time plot line, and you're left going, it's like a whole new book, it's like a whole new series, and you're left fumbling to pull the pieces together again. Not many can do that. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know where we're going. I don't understand. And now she's got letters from herself now that she doesn't remember what happened pre-lich. So there was this period between pre-lich and post-lich where she wrote letters to herself because post-lich she doesn't remember pre-lich. And I don't know where Gideon's gone, like completely erased from her memories. Doesn't reference, so references back to events in the first book where you know it happened with Gideon, but from her perspective, it happens with a whole other person. So where's Gideon?
Fascinating.
So,
okay.
Do you know why I'm like, okay, that's it. That's what I'm listening to till I'm done because I have to figure out what's going on, and I've already put the next book on hold because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it as soon as I can possibly get my hands on it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm reading.
Cool.
And then at some point I'm going to read about
so
the Catholic Church again because that's what I do.
You add so many things to my TBR.
I do, don't I?
It grows every week.
Can you just tell your company to hire me just to join the book club? That's it. Just minimum wage, and all I will do is just run their book clubs.
The ERG community managers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't even need to pay me a lot because I do it for fun. That's what I want to do. People who are interested in it. Why don't I run my own book club? Because I hate herding kittens. People, I hate herding kittens.
If you're going to be herding kittens, you want to get paid to herd them?
Yes. Do you know how annoying it is to herd kittens? I DM Dungeons and Dragons games. I know exactly how annoying it is to herd kittens.
They never go where you want them to.
I mean with the players.
Spot something exciting over there and they're gone.
And you're left scrambling to build a world right away? Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't plan for this. You weren't supposed to go this way.
Plan on the fly, plan on the fly. Yes, and then keeping players to schedules.
Also impossible.
Woof. That's a lot of work. So much love to all the DMs out there because, oh my God, the amount of work you do that your players have no idea. It's intense. and they should appreciate you more and buy you your preferred choice of bribery as a thank you gift.
I've been thinking about like maybe I want to try DMing a one shot that's like your basic, like go clear the goblins out of the mine kind of thing, dungeon
Oh.
crawl.
I'd play.
But I know how much work it is to prep for that. And also I'm terrified. So I'm thinking about it.
All right, I think that's it.
I do believe so.
Sweet. And in which case, I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
I'm Diana.
No matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.
Don't forget to knit.
Mostly because I know Mr. B has messaged me again and I should reply to that.
I have an advent calendar to buy.